Students of class 9, our today's lesson is energy. In our daily lives, we use term energy is in different purposes. But in terms of physics, it has a definite meaning. Generally speaking, but there is no difference between applying force and applying energy. But in physics, but in physics, uh, physics, these two oh, phrases phrases mean completely different things. Actually, energy means ability to do work. How much ability do we have to work? Energy means like this. I can make an example about energy that if a person is carrying 20 goods from one place to another and same distance is traversed by 30 goods of second person. Undoubtedly, we can say that the energy of second person is more than the first person because second person is carried 30 kg in same distance, but first person is carried 20 kg. When a positive force is applied on an object, then the body creates an energy. The amount of energy is equal to be positive. That means giving energy to the object. On the other hand, if applying force negative at the time, the body taking energy amount from the object will be same. Now we can say that doing applying force is equal to the energy will be a positive amount of total amount of energy that, that means giving energy to the object, and doing negative work means taking away energy from the object. Different forms of energy. We use different forms of energy in our life, and we say that mechanical energy, electrical energy, solar energy, chemical energy, sound energy, and so on. The general forms of energy is actually mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is, we know, two types. One is kinetic energy and the other is potential energy. We should be know that what is kinetic energy. We have discussed earlier that to do ability to do work is called energy. That means when we see that a body is motion, and after that it can take a distance, then we can say that the attain the body is energy is called kinetic energy. That means the energy that that will be kinetic energy when the body is motion. Now I am going to discuss about the kinetic energy of a body is equal to the equation of motion. Follow the question is that explain the equation of motion is nothing but the equation of kinetic energy, or how much kinetic energy, how much kinetic energy is acquired by an object when work is done by a force on that object. Let an object of mass is m be displaced by an amount s, that means displacement is s, to the application of force, then the work done W equal to will be Fs. I am writing shortly this expression actually. Dear students, follow my speak what am I telling about that lesson. According to Newton's second law, F equal to ma, we know. Again, from the equation of motion, we know that if an object starts its motion, that means u equal to 0, then s is equal to half at square and b equal to at. So work is equal to Fs. Instead of F, we can write ma, and as we can put, then instead of s, we can write half a t square. That means we get finally half m a square t square. We know b is equal to at. At the top of this sentence, you see that b is equal to at, then we can get m is equal to b square. Therefore, we can say if the force F makes a displacement s of an object, then the kinetic energy that generated, then kinetic energy is, which is divided by t, is equal to half mv square, we can write. If the velocity is in a square, here we see the velocity is in a square form in kinetic energy. So to double the velocity, will be need to give an object for 4 times of this energy. That means if velocity is double, then we will get 4 times energy. Like example, we can say t is equal to half into m into 2 square, means 2 to the 4 half m, like. So we can 4 times we get the kinetic energy. When learning the equation of motion from equation of motion b square is equal to u square plus 2s multiplied multiplying both sides by half m. So we can write half m b square equal to half m u square plus m a s. If we write f, if we put f is equal to ma and w is equal to fs, then half m b square is equal to half m u square plus w. So we can see that there is added a work done with this equation. So the equation of motion is nothing but the equation equation of kinetic energy. This is called an kinetic energy of mv square, and this is the equation of motion. This is the equation of motion, b square is equal to 2s. From that we get this equation. As a result, we can see we can say that the equation of motion is nothing but the equation of kinetic energy. Another definition is potential energy. Now I am going to discuss potential energy. We see that there is a spring. Its length is L. If we applied a force at the free end of this of the spring with our finger, then like this we can draw our finger. And compressed it by an amount x. That means this will be, we can say x. Distance, this one will be L minus x. So no kinetic energy is present here, so no, in any of them, because none of your hand or spring in the motion, it is in rest. In that case we can say no kinetic energy is present in any of them. Those who have used spring can guess that energy is definitely hidden in compressed spring, because if an object of mass m is kept and then released, the spring would exert a force on it. and make a displacement like this x, which means the spring would perform work that is a kind of energy. When that means this, if we would do this force on this spring, it will uh, get a displacement or distance from that is, it's a kind of energy. When this is called a kinetic energy. I can make a definition is properly that if an object if an object is moved to a point from its original. Original means this. Original initial position. Initial point the energy it gains to do work. What is called potential energy. Energy. This energy is developed actually. This energy is developed developed actually actually due to the state of due to the state of position of the object. If the spring constant of a spring is k, spring constant means what? This spring is k, and if the spring is compressed by a distance x, this distance is x from its normal state. Normal state means this normal state. Then the potential energy stored stored in it is b equal to half k x square. Okay, dear students, hope you have understood that what is energy and how many types of energy, and if we are doing positive work, which type of energy will you get. On the other hand, if we put doing negative work, and which type of energy will you get from the body, I have discussed. An important lesson is discussed today, that the equation of motion is nothing but the equation of kinetic energy. This equation may be come in your exam, and different types of CQ may be come in your exam by following this equation. Beside, I have discussed potential energy. So I shall give you some question from those lessons. I think you will do those homework and submit in your ID of those question answers. Thank you.